This is Retro on Back. Hey, I just want to share my thoughts today about the Activision deal with FTC, FTC. Finally, gave Microsoft the green light to buy Activision, and this is something I want to talk about today because on Twitter, man, it's like a Twitter storm. How Microsoft, bought their way to buy Activision, for them, and the thing is, they have not built nothing. They have not built nothing but buying games from Activision just to stay afloat. Microsoft, to be honest, don't have talent. So what they do is they come around and buy companies and then profit off that company that they purchased. Now, the thing that I'm having with is, not that big a deal, because I knew that that's going to happen. And you see my videos that I sit there and talk about, Microsoft and, bad Activision. It was a smart move. In a way, it is a good move. In a way, it's a bad move, because the thing is, they spend a lot of money to buy Activision, but they fan base doesn't buy games, and that's a big problem. And I've been saying that for a while. I say, hey, that's Microsoft Achilles heel right now. Microsoft Achilles heel right now. That Xbox owner doesn't buy games. If that were true, you will see they still won't be in third place. And what Phil Spencer was trying to do is stop Microsoft from being in third place to buy a publisher. And I'm here to tell you, Microsoft publisher is bigger than Sony and Nintendo put together. But look who the leading in the race is: Nintendo and Sony. Microsoft got all the studios that you could ever dream of. They got Bethesda, they got Ninja Theory, they got more studios than you could ever imagine. And the thing is, they still holding that third place somehow. They audience still don't buy games like the Sony fan base who actually buy games. So my thing is this: I don't see as a big deal in it by them buying Activision. But the thing is, once you get Activision, can you get your audience to pay for the merchandise? I think Game Pass would help them, but not that much. Because if Game Pass been helping them, they still won't be in that third place right now. They will be in first place right now. And Microsoft trying to win that first place, which they having a hard time doing. So my thing is this, man. I think that Microsoft invest in some money into Activision, but I think it, like I said before, and I say it again, long as you don't get your audience to buy the games, you're gonna continue to rank in that third place, because only customers can keep a business in first place. And I've been saying it for years. How do you think Sony been in first place for a long time? Sony and Nintendo been in first place for a long time because they bring out good quality games, like Microsoft said, Xbox said, if they lose, a track with Halo, if they lose, lose out of, they get out of touch with Halo. If I'm saying this correctly, somebody can correct me as I'm saying this wrong. Lost their way with Halo, yeah, lost their way with Halo. It's all over, and Microsoft been losing their way with Halo for a long time. I love to share this analogy about me. I got many projectors. I got many projectors, but at the same time, I just watch one or two of them projectors. One of my projectors is my boom maker. I love my boom maker, over any projector that I like. But I like that the most over all the projectors that I got. The same I say about Microsoft. Microsoft is gonna turn around and use one studio, even though they purchase all those studios, and they gonna like gain on many of those studios. Cause why? Cause Microsoft got less employees working for them, and I don't see employees going for that game. What they call that Game Pass deal, because every developer want to get paid, and so far they've been losing developers in these ordeals and everything else. So I don't see them hitting that number one spot. And if I'm being wrong, correct me. Just like I was saying about the holiday season or holiday 2023. We don't know what Sony got right now. Sony just silent. We don't know what Sony got. When Sony's silent, they cooking something. You know what I'm saying? Well, Microsoft, fighting, to keep Call of Duty on play on Xbox, which we will see a downgrade, especially if they put it on the Game Pass. I love to talk about this subject when you talk about Starfield. Like, everybody keep on trying to praise Starfield, but you saw Todd Howard turn around, been working on Starfield in the making for 25 years. Okay, for 25 years they've been working with Starfield, and you see the downgrade. When it come down to Starfield running 30 frames per second, my opinion is that Starfield should be running 200 frames a second because it's been in the making for 25 years. So I don't see no promise, no great promise with Microsoft. And maybe I could be wrong, you know what I'm saying? But I don't see nothing great about when they bought Activision. Many other people saw it, but I don't see it like that, because the reason why I don't see it like that, because you got to get your customers to buy the game. If the customers do not buy the games will not turn around and put you in the number one top 10 chart. And this is smart on Sony's behalf. Now, Sony don't have no choice but continue to deal with Blu-ray. Sony don't have no choice but deal with $70 games. Sony don't have no choice but to have, stop banning those studios. And I think, I'm not even a fan of that. But besides banning us keynote studios, you know what I'm saying? Or they got to have a good keynote or studio that they gonna purchase, for them to stay afloat. But right now, I don't see Sony sinking. I don't. If Nintendo haven't synced yet, and Nintendo have bought got these mixed view these mediocre games. I call them mediocre because I love Nintendo since the Super NES. But they got mediocre games that I wouldn't even play. I don't know why everybody buying the Switch. I don't know, but everybody buying. But they got these mediocre games that people still play. So you can't, and they selling a lot, for be a 1080p machine. But at the same time, Sony Sony had to step up their game more, and it's a balance, it's a good balance. So I don't get mad at Microsoft buying Activision. My question is, what they gonna do with Activision after they just purchased this? You know what I'm saying? Is they gonna get their audience to buy the games, or are they just gonna turn around and then keep on waiting to be in third place? Because so far I see them right now. If you don't get the customers by the games, man, guess what? You're going to continue to be in that third place. Because the whole thing is, like I said, I got many projectors, but at the same time, I just play that one. And they're like Microsoft, they got all those studios, they just use one very rare. I barely see them using. Mostly they studios, no, but studios they buy up to play games like, Bethesda. Bethesda was over, if I'm correctly, Half-Life Rush. And look, and they still won't tell the sales number of this game. They still want to tell the sales number of all the games that they purchased. They still won't tell the sales number, but Sony come out with the sales number of their game, while Microsoft doesn't. So I don't see it as a big win that people claim it to be. Like I said, speak with your money, or put your money where your mouth is. Spend your money or something like that to purchase these games. If you sit there and say Microsoft is up there, if I don't see you spending no money, I'm not saying that I'm supposed to see you with your hands spending money. I'm talking about them sales number going up, and you keep on saying Microsoft, is ahead, of the gaming world. Hey, make me a believer. Right now, I don't see that happening. But hey, leave your comment, leave your thought. Congratulations to Microsoft and Activision. Let's see how you do in the future with your gaming division. This is Retro, and I'm out. One.